Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of The Thing Is. Today on the show I have with me Racheal and Victor. Hey guys! Well, I'm so excited to have you guys on here because you guys are a married couple. At least I think so.
Yes, we are.
He's going to confirm that real quick.
Yes, we are.
That's right,
Yes.
claim it.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think...
You got the papers and everything.
You have?
We do have the papers.
You have the papers?
Yes.
Okay, good.
How 13 years?
Really?
Yes, I better be right.
13.
13?
13.
That's a good amount
Yes,
of time.
yes.
14 in June.
Nice.
Word?
Yeah, because it's one more year than Amora. Well, no. Okay, so 14 next June.
Correct.
13 June.
Yes.
Yeah.
13 this
13.
June.
So I thought it'd be really good to bring you guys on. I think we could talk about gender roles. Now, I think gender roles is something that's really fun to talk about because everybody's view seems to be different. Everybody thinks something different.
It's
Now,
true.
some people think very traditionally when it comes to gender roles, you know, the man should be one to go out to work, do the digging and the whole hard work, come back sweating, while the woman is at home, she's cooking, she's looking after the children. That's a very typical view of what the average gender role people see it to be like.
Correct.
The husband
So-
eats and goes to sleep.
Yes, right. What's you guys taking it? How does it work for you? Or what do you think? Tell me your thoughts on gender roles.
Why y'all looking at me?
You're the man, you start.
Gender. I'll take it back to me growing up.
Right.
I had a father who all he did was work.
Okay.
Did I spend time with him the time that he was around? Yes, I guess. That's when he was done working.
Right.
But at the same time, my mother was working. And coming home to take care of me.
Right.
And then my little brother came,
Ah.
taking care of him.
So do you feel like your mum was doing most of the work in some, because she was also working?
She was doing a lot of work. I guess I'm older now, so I can't say she was doing most because my father wasn't outside chilling.
Right.
He was working.
Right.
He was just doing that all day. She had to go be with people, work,
Right.
have to listen to somebody, however that goes. Then I come home and have to hear me. I think I was pretty good. But then she would cook.
Right.
And she did a lot. She was multi-talented, you can say.
Right.
Because now she had to check the homework, keep me in on my culture, because we were in the U.S.
Right.
So now she has to remember that my father's people speak tree. She's gone.
Oh.
All that things.
Right.
And then cooking.
Okay.
Right.
But so your father didn't do any of those things when he came home?
Once in a while, he'll come and make some light soup.
Okay.
Okay. So let me ask,
But he would come home late.
So what do we do?
Right now?
Yeah.
Dang.
Like gender roles, I don't think that we're traditional
That,
gender
okay,
roles.
that's why I said I want
Yeah.
to start from where I'm coming from.
but let me ask you this question. Did your dad used to play with you when you were young?
Oh.
His own way.
What does that mean? Let's get to the real. What does that mean?
A tired old man getting home, letting me sit on his stomach and converse every now and then, reprimand me for small things,
Right.
look at the TV with me. I don't know if he was paying attention, but he tried
Right.
to. He did what he
Okay.
could
So he was
when he was around.
He participated.
When he was around, he definitely did what he would take me to the bar every now and then.
Okay.
Not for me to drink.
What kind of beer you want, son?
But so he can spend time with me. I'm just thinking
No, but
about it
that's
right
nice.
now.
That's
Because
nice.
where we lived, there was a bar there.
Right.
He'd go inside, sit, talk to the neighbors. I'd sit there, I'd get like a Pepsi or something.
Right.
And he'd have his beer. And then we'd go back. Wow, I ain't thought about that in a while. See what you did?
Memory lane.
Yeah, so he tried. Yeah, in terms of interacting with us. Then my little brother came.
Yeah.
That just meant more work. So then he would be out more.
Right.
Yeah.
What about for you, Racheal? How do you see gender roles?
I don't really see. I guess I'm not traditional with gender roles because I feel like it's a team thing, and I feel like so. I think since you went back, how I was raised. My parents both did. My dad worked more in the beginning. My mother worked too, but my dad did work more in the beginning. Like, he was away more. He was a truck driver. He was away more.
Right.
My mother homeschooled us, so obviously we spent more time with her.
Right.
But my dad was also there. Like, he would take us by, like, me and all my friends bike riding. We would go on hikes. We would do, like, he had his own thing. Like, we did computer stuff together. So he did, even though he worked, like, I had both my parents all the time, which is, like, a huge blessing.
Yeah,
nowadays.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Both of them right there, like, mom, dad. All the way until now.
Right.
And I'm 38. So I feel like I was raised that way. You know, if my mom didn't cook, my dad, if he doesn't really cook, but he would order out. Or
he makes some meat and popcorn.
Oh, yes.
Really?
Like, he has his things.
Popcorn be on point.
Really?
And the children love his turkey bacon in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, he does breakfast immaculately.
Yeah.
Really?
Like,
So
breakfast.
it sounds like you didn't really have the whole typical gender role thing. So your mum didn't cook, did you say?
She cooked.
She said
Oh,
when
she
she
could-
didn't cook,
Oh, when
the
she
father
didn't-
was there to do something.
Really? So
So
he
it-
would just step
Yeah.
in?
Or not
Wow.
even have to ask to be stepped in. It would be like, he'd be at work and be like, hey, I'm bringing Chinese.
That's all.
Or I'm bringing pizza. Or
He
what
does
do you
it
guys
now,
want?
Still.
Really? And I'm this age. Like, we go over, oh, guys, I'm bringing Chinese. Like, it's not a thing.
I think
He
that's
always,
so nice.
yeah. Like, he always
mad
took
cool.
care of his girls. It was,
Yeah.
there's no question. He still does.
And his grandchildren.
And his grandchildren.
Yeah, it just keeps
yeah.
going.
And my friends that
Wow.
are honorary children. Like,
Right.
it's known. Like, oh, Mr. Johnson. Yeah. So I didn't have that, like, this is what the woman is supposed to do, and this is what the man's supposed to do. And, like, if you don't cook dinner when I come home, I'm upset because what were you doing all day? Like what?
Yeah.
I didn't have that. So I think when I met Victor, like, I wasn't looking for that.
Yeah.
Like, I understand, like, yeah, as a wife, yes, you want to make your husband dinner sometimes and blah, 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 but he also does that.
Right. Okay.
Maybe I do it more if you're working more.
Correct.
But it's like because you're working more. And then if I'm tired, yesterday you made dinner.
Correct.
It's not an odd thing. Like,
Right.
and then I have friends that are like, oh my gosh, your husband cooks? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Men can also cook.
I know. I don't know what it's like. I mean, I don't know what it's like now. I don't know if a lot of men tend to cook or not.
Every dude I know that I grew up with cooks.
Yeah. Really?
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like some of them, they can cook, but they don't always want to. I mean, that was my experience anyway. Like, I didn't really have that.
That happens too. That does happen too. But every dude I know cook, and we share, whether it be recipe, like, yo,
Really?
when we were not married, when we were married. When I would go with Baki and my homeboys from college.
Paul.
Yeah,
Like,
Paul cooks all the time.
grilling and-
Right. But I would go, we'd all meet up to go watch a fight,
Yeah.
but we cook before we eat together.
So how did you all learn to cook? Was it from your mom, your dad, or how did you just learn to cook?
I remember being like 5, 6 years old, cooking on the stove with my mother. I remember that.
Right. So do you feel like guys in the West, do you feel like they can also cook?
The people I'm talking about, yes, we're all in the West, but they're all foreign.
Okay.
You know, Guatemalan,
Okay.
Turkish,
Right.
Ecuadorian, you know what I'm saying?
The reason
Jamaican, they're like different.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking is because I feel like nowadays, the way the world is, I feel like men need to know how to cook. Because some women will use it as a power, like, okay, well, I'm upset with you today, so I ain't cooking
ain't gonna
nothing.
eat, right.
So you ain't eating.
Yeah.
And so now I feel like it's necessary for guys to know how to cook. I have to teach my sons, especially, how to cook.
And they'll benefit from it, because not for nothing, women like a dude that cooks.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
of
saying?
course, that's attractive. I'm
Yeah.
like, you can cook, okay.
Yeah, so they'll be hooking themselves up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a
Yeah.
skill that every guy should
Yeah.
absolutely have. You need it today.
And you're not always going to be with somebody.
That's the
Right.
thing.
Before you find that somebody, or in between your somebody, you're going to have to eat.
Yeah.
And eating out is expensive.
And ramen noodles is
You know?
not it.
And that's not it. It's not.
It's not it. No.
Slurping up a cup of noodles every night used to be a nice joke, but these days you got to watch how we eat.
Right,
you know?
right.
And to be able to do that, and then you're going to have children. A lot of us are having children. Some of us before marriage, before we're in a relationship, however you want to put that. And you don't want your children growing up not knowing how to do some basic things.
Yeah.
Or
So-
to suffer because you can't cook.
Exactly.
That too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. So do you feel like when you got married, you knew exactly what you wanted to be inside your marriage? Were there things that you had seen where you're like, I don't want my marriage to be like this, or I would like to have this in my marriage, and you had to adapt to those things? Do you feel like there was anything
Why
like
are you always
that?
looking at me first?
Oh, I'm she's looking at
Is
you.
it because I'm old?
I'm looking at the two of you.
Okay. No, so yes, absolutely. There's things that I wanted and there's things that I didn't want.
What did you want in your marriage?
I wanted teamwork. Like I didn't want it to be like, because I guess I see other, watching other marriages happen, or, just picking out like, oh no, I couldn't do that.
Right.
It's like, you have a husband and a wife, and it's like, yeah, you want to run things by your partner, and we're a team. So like, oh, what do you think about XYZ? What do you think about whatever? But then there's some marriages that I feel like it's like, I'm in charge.
Right.
And the woman's like, oh, no, I can't because,
Right.
my husband, I can't do that. And I have to be home at 5 because if I don't make him dinner and like,
Yeah.
no.
I
I can't do that. I can't see myself just who I am doing that.
Right.
Yes, respect your husband. Yes, respect your like it's your partner in life. So you're not a single agent anymore. So I always saw like teamwork. And then I feel like it's okay at the point where I met you, like just to be very specific with what you want and like have a list. And that's what we did.
You had a list.
Pretty much. Like just things that
Hers
we
might have been
wanted.
written down. Mine wasn't written down.
I had a list.
Yeah. Mine
Just
wasn't.
like the things by
Really?
the time you meet someone or you've been through some things that are
Again,
okay.
organic.
I don't.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like I don't want this. I don't want that, and just straight up.
That's
front, like,
amazing. You see, I never did that.
Yeah.
I never had a list. And no one
Yeah.
ever advised me, this was my, I know it sounds silly and we can
It
laugh.
doesn't.
We
Yeah.
can laugh.
It doesn't
though.
sound silly.
No, exactly. It's
Because
no,
it happens
it's
to
not.
many people.
Yes,
Yeah.
I feel like it's important to have a list. I think what you said is brilliant because you should have a list of things that are going to be non-negotiables for you, things that you want, because you have to aspire to something, right?
Yeah.
Because for me, like I didn't have it, and I didn't have anyone to advise me like you should have these things. Perhaps if I had that, then I would have thought more about, does this person check this and check this and check this? Because otherwise what happens is you just feel like you've fallen in love and you just go for it and you have no markers at all. You just jump into stuff. So I feel like having a list is really important.
because the honeymoon period it goes away.
It goes away.
It goes away.
It
The honeymoon
goes
period
away.
goes away. So you
Yeah.
actually have to like respect each other, be
Right.
friends 1st, and like remember, like these were it's respectful
Yeah.
to remember your partner's non-negotiables in a relationship, not just be like, oh, well, it is what it is now, I'm different. And
Right.
like, okay, but these were the things that he said and I said.
Right.
So like, it's just, it's respectful.
Right.
As a human, like person to person, not just, oh, that's my husband.
Right.
So, yeah, I had a list.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone told me to have a list either. I think I just learned from bad experiences. Like, oh, I do not want that. And I do
What
not
age
want
did you
that
get married?
anywhere. 25?
Correct.
25.
Wow, so you're just a year older
25.
than me.
Yeah.
Probably a lot smarter than me.
I don't know. Oh, gosh.
Do you feel like
how
you
we
knew
met
yourself?
was probably not smart. The things that I did was probably not smart. But here
I was
we
just
are.
about to ask you, she was like, but she just ended it there.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
My list was short.
What was
Yeah.
tell me what was on your list?
It was crazy. This was on my list.
Yeah.
What's this?
Moving to Ghana.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted someone that would be willing to move to Ghana with you?
Yes. And I let her know America is
Yeah.
not where I'm going to be.
Wow.
And it wasn't a retirement thing. I'm going to wait till I'm 60, whatever, when
Yeah.
other people go. Like, I'm not going to be in America. It's not my final destination.
Are you good with that?
Yep.
Really? Before you got your heart in it?
Oh,
Yeah.
before we even like,
Really?
I don't think I even came to see you yet.
Nope.
And I was like, are you good with that?
So how did you meet?
See, now
you
you
opened the door.
You know what I'm saying?
You opened the door now. Like, what? Okay, so how did
you opened it and you closed it.
I know.
And you just opened it back up again.
Back up, wide up this time. Okay. So how did you meet?
We met on Facebook.
Really?
So, friend of a friend. Like, he had a mutual friend that apparently you grew up with John.
Yeah, we pretty much
and
did grammar school and some high school together and some chilling days.
But parallel, like on the other side, I was also growing up with them. I just never met him.
Oh.
Because not for nothing, she's a lot younger than me.
Yeah. So I was more hanging out with
a lot young. What's the age difference?
8 years.
Almost 9, yeah.
Yeah.
This is interesting. You give me some stuff to talk about now.
So she wasn't my, like, we weren't playmates.
No. I was playing with the younger siblings of the people he was playing with.
Correct.
At the same time.
Right.
So did you always think you wanted someone older, or did it just happen that way?
My mom always said that I would have to be with someone older. She always used to be like, oh, you're just older, like you're an old soul. So people my age weren't about the stuff that I was about.
Okay.
I thought I was going to be with someone older.
Really?
Yeah.
So how did you end up going younger?
Organics.
Wow.
Like, I didn't plan anything. No. What she say? I move up vibes.
Just running on vibes.
Yeah, I don't. We met up.
But we didn't meet up. You messaged me.
No, I'm saying, that part I thought we got past that.
Oh, okay.
I did save that message though.
Oh, you
like,
did?
If you go in, that's the only thing saved in my Facebook messaging. Is her trying to be funny.
Oh, trying to be funny. She wasn't funny.
You know what I'm saying? Talking about, something like, I don't talk to strange people or something like that.
Yeah, like, I don't talk to, like, what do you want?
That's how she was.
I don't talk to strangers on Facebook. Like,
yeah.
What do you want?
Clearly you did.
I did.
Okay.
And then I went to New Jersey. I went to New Jersey to meet him.
Really?
By myself on a train.
Oh my god.
But
that's what I mean by that's not smart.
Don't
do that. Exactly.
But in that, she wound up meeting my mother, my sister, my niece and my nephew,
the first time.
Some cousins, my sister, like my godmother. Like
wow.
she met everybody that
all
weekend.
The way in, just like that.
And
he didn't like ask me if I wanted to go all the way in. He just took me to his mother's surprise birthday party.
Wow.
That's it.
And that was it.
Yeah.
So tell me, was the age gap ever an issue for you, or did it just not? You don't notice it.
It was only a issue if I brought it up to myself.
Ah, okay. So what does that mean?
Like arguments. Like, man, she was older. But it would be just to myself.
Right. Okay.
Like, that's what you get for messing with these young chicks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, to myself, it was nothing that was really like, man, if you were older, you're like a little girl. Like that never really happened. Nah, it never really happened.
The children like to bring it up all the time.
My father and mother were like 10 years apart.
Really?
Maybe more, because I don't really believe my father was the age they said.
Listen, I think none of us know how old our fathers are. They never tell us the truth. They have like 6 passports. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. But yeah, he was, what I knew as the truth, he was 10 years older than my mother.
Yeah, my parents also have an age gap. You see, I've never considered it for myself until I started doing this podcast. And then like my mind is getting more and more open to it. I'm like, man, maybe I would date someone who's a bit younger. Maybe.
If it happens.
If it happens.
Like, cause at this point in your life, you're about to start having a list.
Yeah. I have
you know
a list.
What I'm saying? Right.
I have a list.
Exactly. So right now it's like, for you to even wind up with that younger person.
Yeah. You have to
some of the things they're checking off. I'm far from every check mark on the list that she had.
No, I'm sure I am.
If she said that,
too.
she's a liar.
I sure I am.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But with me...
No, but the important things.
No, what I'm saying is like, if you stick to a list like that,
right,
you'll stay miserable.
Oh, yeah. I was just about to ask you, did you have to take some of the stuff off your list?
Oh, sure. I actually don't even remember, like, exactly. Like, I remember the important things.
Because life happens.
And, like, life happens. Yeah. Like, with family and raising children together. Like, I'm not signing up for, by myself, kids. And so, like, I believe that both are important. So I just wanted that. Even if we ended up not being together.
Right.
I always said, like, I would never be that person to be, like, vindictive. Like, oh, then I'm just going to take my kids. And unless, you did something to warrant that. But
Right.
I'm like, the children are first. Like, they need healthy upbringings.
Yeah.
Right.
So with that, like, I think I even said it, like,
Yeah.
like, even if we don't forever, like, the children, like, we have to, it doesn't matter.
Right.
So that's where the friendship comes in. And then, I think I had silly things on my, like, because smelling good and stuff. You know,
That's
like
a
little
huge-
things, but it's
That's a
big.
huge one for me. You know, if you don't smell good, don't come.
Yeah, I guess I have that
Like,
on my list. too.
Hygiene.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
simple hygiene. Like, please just.
Like, I need to be smelling something sweet every time I see. Like, every time, non-negotiable for me. Like,
There's nothing wrong
you
with
best.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
At
Like,
least
Nothing wrong with
at
that.
least
Yeah.
deodorant. At least deodorant.
Yeah.
And I get everybody sweats and is funky, but you've kept that though.
Oh, thank you.
You put on your like. I think there was like one year where I was like, hello, like the oils have stopped. What's happening? Like,
Trying to
you don't
save
wear
some
the
money
oils.
here.
You used to wear the oils. Now you're
Right.
just wearing the oils when you go out. Like, I live here too.
Right.
That's
So,
true though. It did
yeah.
happen that way.
Really?
And maybe it was, being conditioned. Part of it was that. It's not like the oils got that much more expensive.
Right.
But you start cutting off on a lot of things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, it's like, why would I use this in the house?
Right.
Yeah, no, but
You know what I'm saying?
no,
Why?
I'm like that. I'm so crazy when it comes to like I wake up in the morning and I spray. Even before I go to bed at night, I spray.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
See, I'm
throughout the day, I have it in my bag as I walk around. I have like perfume.
Me, I'm like, nah.
I light incense when I wake up.
Oh,
because I'm like the
isn't
room
it?
smells stale.
Yeah, my house like
Yeah.
I have
It's
everything
true.
going.
But I wanted to get on something, one of your things on your list, the communication.
yeah,
I'm
Oh,
still
yeah.
working on that personally. I know initially, we're talking about roles here.
yeah,
What I knew from what I saw, I mean, I learned other people too.
yeah.
But my mother and father, it was about, you're a dude, work. So when I met her, I wasn't working.
Oh.
Or driving.
No, don't go there.
He said, "Don't go there."
Oh, man.
But it's
Okay.
okay. I wasn't.
Yeah, I wasn't driving.
I wasn't-
I wasn't
You
allowed to
didn't-
drive.
Okay, you weren't
Yeah.
allowed to drive. Not that you
No.
couldn't drive.
No, I wasn't allowed to.
Okay.
Yeah, let's leave
Right.
that
Maybe we
alone.
won't touch on
Yeah.
that one.
No.
But I wasn't working. I don't remember if I was laid off. Man, it's so long ago. I don't even remember what I was
So
doing.
did you feel?
Weren't you working?
No, I wasn't. At that point, when I first met you, I wasn't.
So how did that make you
Money
feel?
was coming.
How did that make you feel? They're not working.
I didn't feel horrible because I wasn't just sitting doing nothing.
Right. Okay.
You know, if I was sitting doing nothing, it's a different story. She was making more money than me. I'm saying it now,
Was
but
that ever
I'm
an issue then? That when she was making more
not
money?
from her. It never came from her. No.
No. Because there was a time. I mean, now he's making more money than me.
But see, and
Yeah.
it goes with the dynamic. Like I told you, we were speaking earlier. I wasn't working. When I say I wasn't working, I didn't have a full-time job.
Okay.
You know. And all of a sudden, this young lady I just met, who's younger than me, is buying me. We met in September.
Right.
Christmas, she bought me a coat, a pea coat. At that time, those were the things that everybody was rocking.
He
You know what I'm
confessed that
saying?
he doesn't wear it anymore.
It's because I don't like wearing coats. But she bought it. It was a dope
Right.
one too, because it had this zip out hoodie on it. It was dope.
It was fun.
It was just hot. And some other things that she got. With what I had though,
Yeah.
and that's what I tell people all the time. It might not have been equal in cost and all that,
Yeah.
but the effort was equal.
Right.
So with what I had, I got her things too.
I like that. So
You know what I'm
that's a
saying?
good point. The effort was
Yeah.
equal. It's not about weighing up the cost. Well,
Right.
she spent $100, so I have to spend $100.
Right.
At that point, I would have lost, and then I would have been miserable.
Right.
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? I was just doing what, again, I'm using the word organically a lot. It was natural the way I was acting at this point.
Right.
I was never about myself. I don't think I've ever been that way as a
No.
child.
Yeah.
You're not. No, you're not now.
Yeah, so if I'm around you, boyfriend, girlfriend, that whole
Yeah.
romantic stuff, brother, sister, whatever, if I'm doing for me, I'll try to do for you. Sometimes I won't do for me, and I'll do for you.
Right.
So getting her things wasn't an issue.
Nice.
Even though I probably had to pay some other stuff that I didn't, because I wanted to. Fast forward that back to the communication thing. I was doing all this stuff, and then I started working. Then I thought, well, I gotta just provide.
Yeah.
So the communication, it wasn't there probably, because I was working, and then I was doing the art thing as well. I was into the arts hard.
Oh,
So
He's a spoken word artist.
oh, really?
yes, I used to do things like that.
Right.
Used to.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you something, but I feel like you have already answered it. So do you feel like by him not working, he was a bit less of a man? Or did that make a difference to you at any point? Say if he never ever earned more than you, would that have been an issue for you? Let me put it that way.
No.
It wouldn't have.
No. No. Because
Okay.
his character, though, like, I know a lot of couples where the father stays home, takes care of the kids, and the mother is the breadwinner. Like, why can't it be like that? As long as both are pulling, like, in the relationship and in the home, if you have children, raising the children, why does it have to be like, oh, the father should make more, the wife should make less, or, oh, if the wife is making more, then the father is less. Like, the husband is less if the wife makes more money. Like, why are we basing
I understand.
persons?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. The reason I'm asking as well is because I watched this show recently, and the wife was going out to work. The husband used to stay home and look after the two children. And this man was broken because the woman was in charge of the money, and he just felt like he had no control over anything. And honestly, from the perspective of how I watched it, she was dominating the relationship. And I felt like the reason for that happening is because he's not playing up to his role as a man. So I felt like part of his manhood was almost gone because he wasn't contributing financially in any way. He was literally just looking after the two children. So I felt like because of that, he had lost some respect along the way, somehow, without necessarily meaning to. Right. And even though it should be okay for the man to be at home, he had definitely lost some respect there. You could see it. He cried.
And I was just about to say, from a man's perspective,
yeah,
that's easy to happen.
Yeah.
Because you're not only getting it from, I guess, society. You're thinking, I'm with a woman who doesn't respect me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not making enough. And then just dudes outside.
Yeah.
So, like, you're not a man.
So do you think that men have to work?
We're pushed to have to work.
No, but do you think it's innate in a man to have to work?
I know, I feel like I have to. But do I have to? Well, yeah, I guess, yeah.
So would you ever do that? Would you actually stay at home and look after the child?
I've done it.
After the children while Rachel goes to work? And that is how it's just going to be?
I've done it.
And it didn't make you feel any...
I just felt we needed more. So then I have to go to work.
Okay.
It's not because I don't feel like a man. It's more because we need more. We have goals. We have things we need to do. Especially where we're coming from. So if two incomes are necessary.
Okay, so if the two incomes were necessary, would you have been happy to just stay at home and Rachel make all the money?
Hypotheticals. I don't know. That one I don't know. I can't say I know because maybe I'd be bored.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to see if there's an urge.
I know.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's an urge in you as a man to want to work.
I think it's like something in our DNA.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's tough for me to say because there have been times where I wasn't necessarily working all the time.
Yeah, I get that.
These days it's different because people think you're not working, but you're working because not all work is you going into a warehouse.
Exactly.
I've done all that stuff.
Yeah.
So children like, oh, Daddy, you're always working. They do it to her too.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, I get it.
But I don't necessarily have to be somewhere
Right.
doing work.
There are different times.
Back then, it's like if I'm home, I'm really not doing anything.
Right.
Sometimes I got bored.
Yeah.
I got bored.
I think women even get bored being at home sometimes. I mean, it's just
the
whole thing of being at home.
It's sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's society. I haven't done the research to go back to our ancestors and if you weren't, I mean, you had to go hunt. I guess
Yeah.
we could put it that way. You had to go hunt
Yeah.
to bring the food
Absolutely.
to be cooked. That it was that simple then.
Yeah.
If you sat home,
See, I think, right? I'm just analyzing as I'm sitting here and listening to you speak. Like, I feel like, yes, for the man, he would want to go out and bring the bread home, so to speak. But I feel like if the man is not in the picture, the woman will quickly rise up to do that. Because I feel like that's what I've had to do. I've had to very quickly rise up. And it's almost like you're in a corner. You have to come out fighting. So I feel like it's not even necessarily a man thing. I think it's an individual thing.
I agree with you. Because even with the man in the house,
Yeah.
feel the need to have to get money.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I did that very much so.
So
you're pointing at me.
Yeah. I guess you as well.
I did the same.
even
I did the same
from us
thing.
watching from the outside,
I brought the money home.
there was money coming from both sides.
I brought the
Right.
money home.
Yeah, I'm not going into that.
Yeah, like,
You know
do you know what I'm saying?
So,
Yeah.
so it's like, yes, individually, especially now. Especially now. I mean, we look at our market women, even our culture.
Yes.
It's like, with the women, they go farming too.
Oh, they bring it.
Or even if, and then they go to the market.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of the money, even if the man goes and farms,
Still.
who's selling? Who's
That's
advertising?
That's
Who's
true.
There are different ways
You know what I'm
to
saying?
work. Sometimes
Yeah.
you may not even necessarily be leaving your house,
Yeah.
but you're
Correct.
still working
Exactly.
in some form.
Exactly. Exactly. So gender roles.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
So let me ask you this, right?
Wow.
So if you were to have been staying at home, like almost on a permanent basis, right?
Okay.
Do you feel like the difference would be the respect that you would get from Racheal? Like if she wasn't necessarily respecting you because she felt like you were at home, is that what's going to push you to go out and work? What do you think?
Oh.
Yes. I'm just going by experience. When I started doing real estate, things were cool. At some point, things got real crazy. Me being at home, I didn't feel that good.
Right.
I didn't feel that good. Her saying anything, that never happened.
Yeah.
Me feeling like she was disrespecting me because I wasn't working, again, more, probably being more annoying. Like, oh, then we got to do this. Then we got to do this. That's what it became. It became like she became the coach.
I'm annoying.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go team.
No, seriously.
Very
Like,
extra.
so if this isn't happening, what do we got to
Right.
do? What you got to do here? Make a list.
Yeah. You like lists.
He
He
can't
likes lists.
stand
You know?
it. He'd be like,
So it's more, if I feel anything, it's because I might feel like I'm not doing enough, not because she's telling me I'm not doing it.
I get it.
Yeah.
So how important is respect for a man in a marriage?
Being respected,
Yes.
huge. It's huge.
Do you think that's tied into ego? Do you think it's part of that? What do you think it is?
If you've been raised traditionally, yes. This is part of that. Like, I'm the man. You're supposed to respect me. Experience
Yeah.
allows you to be able, exposure to certain things allows you to make it a bit broader and to understand that it's not just because it's your wife.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You realize, and a lot of things have taught me personally from time in church, the little bit that I spent in university, some time out on the street.
Yeah.
You learn that everything's reciprocal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You give, you get.
Right.
And all the things I mentioned, those are staples to be successful in all those things. Church, school, outdoors, in the house. If you're not giving, if you're not a giver, how much you gonna get?
So do you feel like respect is one of the top things that a man needs
Yes.
in a marriage?
I think that way. But at the life I've lived, I know that respect also comes from you. Like, you have to do
Right.
to be able to receive that type of respect.
So do you feel like you have to do certain things in order to have that respect from a woman?
I do. I do. I think providing is a big thing. Like, you can't just
Yeah.
expect to come home and sit down and be fed
Right.
without going to bring something in. You can't expect to be, I guess, loved the way you think you should be loved without learning how to love that person in return.
Right.
Which is hard. It's hard for me because for a while in my life, it was just me. There was always people around me.
Yeah.
But up here, in here, it was just me. So even after marriage, it's like out here, there were people around.
Yeah.
But in here, it's like, oh, Vic, go work. Vic, you gotta go open up the studio so we can do this show. Vic, like, it was just me. And then they gotta eat.
Yeah.
Take this food home. Do this, do that. But I'm learning that you have to learn how somebody else likes what they call love languages.
Yeah.
I didn't read the book.
Yeah.
But I understand the concept.
Yeah.
People receive love differently.
Absolutely. What would you say your love language is, Rachel?
Oh gosh. What are the options again? What words of I do love clear communication. And just communication. Like if something is wrong, because I'm a very direct person.
Really?
So like if something is wrong, you'll hear that something is wrong.
Right. You'll hear it. What do you mean hear it?
Like I'll just tell you something's wrong.
Oh, okay, okay.
What's the problem? This is the problem. I'm not happy with XYZ or we need to do XYZ because this isn't working. Yeah. So I'm just very vocal about it.
Okay.
And me.
And direct. And it will be there. I'll feel that it's there. But I'm like, what is the problem? Like, pulling it.
I feel like I'm more like you than you. Because me, if I'm upset, I shut down. Like,
exactly. That's it. So we're different in that way. So like when I'm vocalizing everything and he'll just be like, okay, I hear, okay, you said that, okay. And me.
But you did, and I heard it.
Yeah. But I'm like, no, but you're not hearing me. Like, you're not understanding what I'm saying.
Like that. You want to see that he's processed it properly.
So now what are we going to do? Like, my thing is like, here's the problem.
It's your list again, isn't it?
Yeah. So, like, here's the problem. What are we going to do? Like, action steps. Like, that's my thing. Like, let's go. See. And he's more
my answer is like, I'm about to go to work.
Like, he's like, oh, wait, I have to think about it. And I'm just like, no, we're not doing anything. Like, so that's how we're different.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like realizing that we're different in that way.
But what is your love language? What makes you happy?
I would say acts of service. And what are the other ones?
I don't even know.
Do you know? You should know what her love language is. In fact,
I don't know why she's.
No. So tell me what is
the one that's biggest to me? Like communication for her.
Yeah, but I feel like that's an act of service.
Oh yeah, but it excites her. For real, to be able to talk.
Just give us some space.
So acts of service in time, like time.
And time.
Like time.
Yeah.
Time.
Okay.
Like if you make time to sit down and we communicate. Like it bothers me when he has like a ton of time for other people.
Right.
And I didn't get time.
So
no, I'm just saying, like, so I like time. Like I'm your wife, you're my husband. So like I also want to make time for you. True. So like time where we just talk. Not time when we talk with the kids and everybody. Like just let's touch base about our lives because it's our lives together.
Okay.
Not anybody else.
Okay, so what's his love language? Putting him on the spot now. This is couples test. What's his love language?
Oh gosh,
that's crazy.
I don't think communicate. Like
everybody has a love language.
I can't remember my own.
Okay, Rachel, what's his love language?
Time alone.
By yourself.
Yeah.
Where we just give him like peace and quiet sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
I dig that. It doesn't last long though.
I get it. You need to recharge.
I just need it sometimes.
Yeah.
And
I think maybe physical touch.
I was about to say that. Yep.
Yeah. I think a little bit of physical touch in there.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Because. Yeah.
He doesn't want to incriminate himself.
Because
no.
Yeah. No, it's just for a long time in my life it wasn't anything I cared for.
But sometimes there's things that we need that we don't realize we need until later.
Preach.
That's true.
It's true. You don't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So yes, that's definitely time to. She mentioned something. The time alone part.
Yeah.
I used to write a lot, and it used to be easy for me to write.
I used to write as well.
I can't. Let me not say that. I don't write anymore because I don't either have the time.
Yeah.
And I'm not led to. The time part, the time I was there, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be writing this. Granted, I might have started some things, but I didn't do much of anything.
Right.
Because I was too busy there. So the time part I get, we already talked about the physical touch part. I think we all need that, but I might see it more as a thing than she would. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
So,
she wants to talk.
okay. So answer me this, like as a final question, right? What do you think is the hardest thing about marriage?
Talking.
I would say communication, because if you can't communicate effectively, like not just yelling and you know what I mean, like that's not communication, but actually hearing your partner, like listening, hearing, and understanding, even if you don't agree.
Yeah.
You can just be by yourself. It's not a marriage.
Because
it's just the one person shouting and the other person shouting, and no one's actually listening, and nothing happens. Like it doesn't work. So communication, like honest communication.
Honest communication. I love that.
Yeah.
That's very, very true. What do you think? What would you say?
I already said talking. No, seriously though, it's just being honest.
Yeah.
Because I'm not about necessarily lying, but I am about. We don't even need to talk about it.
I want to ask you something, right? Sorry, it's a little bit juicy, right? Do you think that men lie about silly things?
Women do too. You heard my
I didn't
answer.
ask you about women. I asked you about men.
But you heard my answer, right? That I think that answer was an answer in itself. I didn't say.
No, but do men lie about things that are unnecessary?
Women do too. Listen to the English.
So that's
listen to
yes
the English
then.
I'm saying.
So that's yes then. That's yes then. Because I feel like men do that. Like, I'm like, there's no need to lie about that. Like, I guess maybe you do it because it's just an easier way out so you don't have to talk. You know, maybe, I don't know. I just find that sometimes men lie. I'm like, that wasn't even something to lie about. Like,
I would say from past experience, some men do.
right.
But I'd rather even say like
Dumb stuff.
And not even serious things.
Yeah, I'm sure
Are
women
we
do
just
it too.
sticking to men? That's what we want to do right now?
I mean, it was just a question. It was a starting
No,
question.
I'm just saying, but I'm saying like it's you mentioned it because you don't want to have the conversation.
Right.
It might mean something less to you than it does to the other person. You don't think it's a big deal to even have to speak about it. I just said something before, like we don't even need to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's interesting to ask and to listen to your answer because I think that sometimes this is how miscommunication happens.
Yes.
Because for you feel like it's a small thing, it's nothing. But
Right.
for the woman, if we catch you lying, it's like, but why did you lie? Now it turns into something a lot bigger.
And then more
but
things
the
come
reason
up.
is not because you're trying to necessarily lie. You just don't want it to become a big thing. And then it does anyway.
I'm about to say, ultimately
does,
it becomes a big thing. So it's like, crap, I should have just said something.
Yeah,
I don't even think even just lying. It's like, why didn't you tell me?
Right.
About X, Y, Z, and it's like, oh, but I didn't think it was a big deal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like, I'm your partner.
Right.
Like, tell me everything,
Yes,
all the
yes.
things.
And that goes back to the,
Yeah.
you might ask that, and I didn't answer it, or I didn't use this part. Being a man, you're like, yo, I can handle this. Like,
Right.
it doesn't need to bother you.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I'll take care of it.
That's true.
You know, it doesn't need to bother you.
And I'm always saying, but you're not by yourself. Like, I'm supposed to
I'm
help
listening
you.
to that more now.
I'm like, I'm supposed to help you.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, I got this.
See, I like that. I like it from both perspectives. So I like the fact that you come and tell me afterwards, oh yeah, we had this problem, but I've sorted it. Woo, you did? Okay, that's nice. But then also, I want to know too at the same time, and I can't have both. You know?
Right. But sometimes I don't even get to finish sorting it. She wants to communicate.
Racheal wants to
You know what I'm
communicate.
saying?
Right?
Yeah. So I don't even
love
get
it.
the satisfaction sometimes of being like, oh wow, you did it already.
Okay.
But afterwards, I usually come back like, thank you.
Yeah. Afterwards.
Yeah.
But I love it because I feel like in a marriage you have to be able to do a bit of the back and forth. You have to really dig deep and be able to understand the other person for it to work, because everybody is quirky or unique in their own special way, and coming together
It's a
to
lifelong
mesh
thing.
that.
Because I'm weird and I know it.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love the weirdness about me
Yeah,
though.
I'm
I
weird.
embrace it.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
if
weird.
you're not weird, you're not for me.
So she's done well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pat on the back for you.
Thank you.
She's done well. I get it.
that's
I get it.
awesome.
I mean, I've been told, yeah, Vic, you weird. Like, yeah, true.
Yeah, but I'm also weird.
I've
You are.
kind of noticed your weird. I haven't really noticed yours
Yeah.
as much. I've noticed your
Oh, I'm
weird.
weird.
Yeah, I'm weird.
Yeah, I'm also.
Really?
I'm
Yeah.
not what people think I should be. But yeah, she got hers.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, I like weird
Yeah.
stuff. I like to do, like
Again.
just nerdy stuff, and
Right.
it's just like,
And it just makes it
why
weird
would
because
we
people
do
don't
that?
expect it.
And I'm like, because it's
Yeah.
like, let's go climb the mountain and jump. Like, I want to do stuff.
I like, nah, yo.
I like do
ain't
it, like,
climbing no mountain.
You talking to
Sorry.
somebody else.
Yeah, let's go to the orchestra. And he's like, I don't want to go to the orchestra.
Yeah.
So, like, I used to go by myself. Like, I'm still,
That's the
I don't
thing.
care.
That's
I'm
the
still
thing
going
her
to
father
the
used to do with
orchestra.
her.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's English.
Because he wasn't,
Yeah.
I guess, can you say was a musician?
He's still a
Yeah,
musician.
he's a musician.
But yeah, he went to music school. He played the trumpet. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's in you. It's
Right.
In you.
Yeah.
So those type of things, me, I dig music. I've done music. But
You ain't
I'm not-
sitting in no orchestra. You're not sitting there to watch
I
that.
fall asleep at the movies. Am I lying?
You're not lying.
Yeah.
You're not lying.
So it's like you turn the lights off and there's some air blowing. I'm
Right.
done.
It's gone. Like good
Yeah.
night. Yeah.
So imagine me at an orchestra when the what do they call it, intermission don't happen until 3 hours later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I-
Ooh. And I've been sleeping too.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's so
I'd like to be on your side, but I can't
Yeah.
be. So yeah.
Her son would go with her, but no.
I get it.
Yeah. But yes, we all omit things
Yeah.
or however it is to avoid certain things.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works.
Sometimes it
Other
blows
times it
up.
doesn't.
Yeah, I get it. No, that's cool. But I would just want to thank you guys for coming on. I feel like you've been honest and open.
Thank
I love
you.
how you had the little, we won't call them arguments, but the little,
That's our life.
That's how we live.
That's
Yeah,
how they
but-
roll.
And we have one on the way here.
Yeah. and
That's
so
good.
the kids, whenever you came back,
Yeah.
and I forget what we were talking about, and it's like we'll be discussing it though. Like so, it just sounds like
Right.
it's just that we're very like passionate about our
Right.
side,
Uh-huh.
and you hear more like, man, I didn't miss this part.
Really? Oh, but that's nice to see. I love it. Because your children are going to look at your marriage as well, and they're going to take aspects of that and say, I love this about my parents. Do you know what I mean? And run with that. They'll want the same thing for their own marriages. So
Yeah.
it's beautiful that they can see you guys going back and forth a little bit, but it's never serious, you know?
Yeah, no.
Sometimes.
See, this is it. This is what I'm saying.
Let's not lie.
No, that's awesome. But thank you guys again
Thank
so
you.
much for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
Thank you for having
Every
us.
time with you is
It's a
a
blast.
blessing. Yeah. So thank you.
I
Thank
like
you.
honest conversation. See, I
Yeah.
said it.
Again.
I see it.
Yeah.
So where can people find you if they want to know a bit more about you?
Handle that.
Oh, Armu Weku Journey
Okay.
on YouTube. Armu Weku on Instagram.
Awesome.
Rachel Eats
Why is it Rachel Eats?
at Rachel Eats
But why?
on Instagram.
But I mean, why?
Oh, because I'm a holistic nutritionist.
Okay.
So I'm all about food.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
Yes. I'm a real estate agent, so you can look at what's my name on there?
It's chulo.
No, Realty Concierge Kweku.
Okay.
Okay.
He'll send
Yeah.
that to me on the
Yeah,
text.
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Much easier.
Yeah. So you can get all the spellings. But yes, I guess I did it in Jersey, and I might, but now here in Ghana, we're gonna make it happen. Like there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and
Awesome.
together
You'll do
as
it
a team.
as a team.
And yeah,
You'll talk it through, make a checklist.
I need the list.
Love it. We'll make the list. So that is the end of today's show. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been very entertaining, very insightful as well. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't forget to also like, comment, and share this video. Until next time, we are out. Nutitfafa.